Hi, everyone. Um, for those who don't know me, my name is Shannon Theis. I own Payroll Solutions Plus. We are a full service payroll firm where we also help people get back into compliance if they have payroll issues. And we've become de facto experts in employee retention credit. So without further ado, what I am going to do is share my screen, and I'm just going to show everybody where to go on the IRS website in order to find 941 instructions. So if you just Google 941 IRS, you'll get to, this will be one of the first pages that you find. And, oh, I think I shared this stuff wrong. All right, hold on. This is the beauty of going live. You get to screw stuff up and have to figure it out. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen again, and now everybody should be seeing the About 941 Employer's Quarterly Tax Return. So this, Googling and finding this page on the IRS, I'm sure there's another way that you can find it, but for me, the easiest way is to just type the form I'm looking for and type IRS after it, and then you get to this page. So when you get here, it tells you what the changes are, recent developments, other items you might find useful. But I always just go to, oh, that actually takes you to the new form. I meant to click on all 941 form revisions so you can see, that a 941, there's generally just one revision every year. In 2020, there was a couple. In 2021, there was a couple. If you click on this, it will open, or it'll download a 941. And for me, they open in my PDF viewer like this, and then I just have to click on it, and it asks if I want to open it, and then it opens right here like this. And then this is the 941 that is only good for Q1 2021. And this second one, you can tell by the date. So this one says 2021-3, 2021-6. So one's for Q1, one's for Q2. I am fully expecting to see a Q3 revision, but I don't even, when I go back to the website, I don't even see a draft of it. So I'm not entirely sure how they're going to account for the startup recovery ERC on the 941s because that's for Q3 and Q4 only if their business started after February 15th, 2000. And I always look at the instructions too, to see what's new, and it gives you a little overview here. This is a really long web page because there's been a lot of new revisions in the 941 in the last couple of years. So I'm just going to close that. And now we're going to get to the page on the 941X. So it's very similar to the page for the 940. I get here by Googling 941X IRS, and this is the page that is one of the options to click on. And then you can get the 941X revisions. We've got, all the revisions that were for 2020 and 2021 right here. Again, it gives, you've got instructions for the 941X, all of the recent developments. So this just tells you the changes that were made, and if you click on it, it'll take you and it'll go into more detail on why they were changed. So we'll just close that page. And all right, so now I'm going to split this screen and compare the 941X from July 2020 to July 2021. So I didn't see any changes really on the first page. So, all of part, where you put the business information, that's all the same. Definitely always have to mark what return you're correcting and put in the quarter and the year and the date you discovered the errors. So for the employee retention credit, let me back up just 1 second. The date that you discover the errors is supposed to be 30 days or within 30 days of the day that you sign and mail the return. And I'm not sure what the IRS is doing, because there's so many people that knew that they qualify for ERTC, but didn't get the 941Xs submitted right away. So what I have been doing, using my best educated guess, and is the date that I start working on the employee retention credit and verify that somebody qualifies either under the reduction of revenue, the full or partial government shutdown, or the recovery startup business. That's the date that I put in here, because it does, I think the IRS is still rejecting them if you put in any other date that falls outside of the 30-day window. So part 1 still has either adjusted employer tax return or claim. So though that part hasn't changed. Part 2 still has all the same options. I didn't see any changes there. All right, so most of this is still the same. We get to the first difference that I see is on line 18, and it's in previous years. It was just, there was just 18, which is the non-refundable portion of the employee retention credit, and it specifies that it's the Social Security. But when you go onto the new form, and it's 18A, B, C, and D, you get the not refundable portion of the employee retention credit, and it specifies 941 line 11C. And 18B is the not refundable portion, but only it's taken after March 31st, 2021. So it's line 11D. Not refundable portion of COBRA premium assistance credit, which is from a line 11E, and number of individuals provided COBRA premium assistance, line 11F of the 941. So none of the not refundable portion of the credit for the employee retention credit talks about Medicare. So even on the updated one, it doesn't say that it's now taken off of Medicare and not Social Security. So I'm not entirely sure how to handle with the new rules for the employee retention credit, where we're taking it off of Medicare and not Social Security. So maybe we'll see something further down the line here. So 19, 20, 21, they all match here. So we'll go to the second page and look at 22 and 23. There's no change here. 24 and 25, there's no change. 20, the biggest the biggest change is that now it's more pages. There's more numbers on the new one. So let's see, the next time that I see a change here is on 26, because on the old form, it was refundable portion of employee retention credit of the 941 line 13D. And on this new one, it is there 26 is expanded for employee retention, refundable portion of employee retention credit. And there's another line for qualified sick and family leave wages taken after March 31st, 2021. And there's a refundable portion of COBRA premium assistance credit. So line 27 is still a total of all of the previous lines. And then we come down here, 28, 29, 30, they're all still the same. 31 is expanded. The qualified health plan expenses for employee retention credit. And then there's a box to click if you are eligible for the employee retention credit in the third and fourth quarter of 2021 solely because your business is a recovery startup business. So this is what I'm expecting to see on a 941 original filed return. So I'm not entirely sure how we as payroll preparers can mark this, the recovery startup business employee retention credit eligibility on an original filed 941. I'm hoping that I'll see something relatively soon, since quarter one, I'm losing all track of time here. Quarter three ends in just 7 days. So I'm hoping that there's going to be something that some guidance or something that comes out. I'm hoping for it, but I'm not really expecting it anymore at this point because I don't even see anything coming along here. So let's see. I have to go back to page 3 on this one. We're on page 4 on the updated form. So line 33 here is qualified wages paid March 13th to March 31st, 2020. And that is expanded into 2 different lines here. So there's it also adds a line for deferred amount of the employee share of Social Security tax included on Form 941, line 13B. So that's a change. Let's see, line 34 is the same. And now on the new form, we have lines 35 through 40, which can only be used if you're using a 941X, amending returns beginning after March 31st, 2020. So that's the long way of saying it starts April 1st, 2021 for quarter 2. So we've got qualified sick leave wages taken after March 31st, 2021 on an original filed 941, line 23. And then line 36 is qualified health plan expenses. I always have trouble saying that word. So I just say allocated to qualified sick leave wages for leave taken after March 31st, 2021. So that's line 941 or 24 on 941. And then amounts under certain collective bargaining agreements allocated to qualified sick leave wages for leave taken after March 31st, 2021, line 25 of the 941. Qualified family leave wages taken after March 31st, 2021. You guys sensing a theme here? Because these lines begin after March 31st, 2021. So it's in every single line, just to kind of drive home the point and to hopefully catch people rushing and not catching errors here. So these are new lines that are on the 941 that started for quarter 2. And then we go back to page 5 on this one, page 4 on this one. And, just like always, you have to check if there are corrections that are entered on a line that include both underreported and overreported amounts. So if we're filing an employee retention credit refund request, we're not going to mark this box unless you also are fixing other areas where you underreported amounts. And then if you have corrections involving reclassified workers, I certainly hope this isn't the issue, but I have seen a lot of people that decided, you know what, I had some employees and these other people that I paid as contractors are really employees, so we reclassified them. So you have to click that box, and on the old form it's 36, on the new form it's 42. And then, as always, you have to give a detailed explanation of how you determined your corrections. And I always, if I'm doing the employee retention credit, I always put on there that it's because of, the December 27th, 2020 Consolidated Appropriations Act that now allows you to take the employee retention credit if you already applied for PPP. And then I always explain how they qualify. They qualify either for the 50% or in 2020 or in 2021, the 20% reduction in gross revenue, the full or partial government shutdown, or a recovery startup business, which is new. I haven't actually done any amended returns for the startup business because those returns are not due until November 2nd. So I'm hoping that if the people that have come to me that have other payroll software providers that are doing their 941s, if we can stop those so that we can just do original filed 941s for the startup business. And then part 5, where you put in, if you're a paid preparer, you fill this part out. And, part 5 is for the business owner to fill out. And right below that is the paid preparer to fill out. And, as always, there's instructions here on which process should you use. I'm not gonna, they look really similar to me, so I'm not gonna read everything line by line to explain it to you. Let's see. I need to see, I don't see any questions on the live stream. So I'm just going to thank you all for joining me. And I just realized I didn't stop sharing my screen. I'm going to thank you all for joining me. And definitely in the description below, it should have populated. I thought I had everything completely filled out, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to copy and paste it into the description so you can join the payroll solutions community for accounting professionals. If you're an accounting professional, I have a payroll solutions community for business owners. If you're a business owner and have payroll questions, and I also have a link to the spreadsheet and the mini course I have on helping you fill out the 941X to claim the credit and teach you how to use the spreadsheet. So take it from the spreadsheet to fill out the 941 worksheet to get the numbers for the employee retention credit to go on the appropriate line of the 941X. And I show you how to fill all of that out. And that's all part of my course. I'll have a link. So if you want to purchase it and use it, the spreadsheet is definitely just, you purchase it once and you can use it for all of your clients. It's a licensing one. So you have full license to it. You just can't resell it. And I'm saying a lot, and I don't know why. There's no reason. On some of my videos, if you watch me a lot, sometimes I say sometimes I say so. Today I'm using Let's see. Oh, if you want to work with us, there's a link to get on our calendar. It's just a 15-minute short call to determine what is the best way to work with us. And then we either you can offboard and outsource all of your employee retention credit clients to us. Or if you purchase the spreadsheet and want to do it yourself, we do offer consulting and review if you just want a second set of eyes, just to make sure that you did everything correct before you submit it to your client and they submit it to the IRS. Because I don't know if you've ever amended a 941X before, but it's not a very simple process and it's not really very fun. So thank you all for joining us today, and let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments.